Hey everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing. We're with the League 2 guys, the Ultimate Racing League Wednesday Challenge. We're in Austria and we're here for race 2 of round 8 at the famous Red Bull Ring. We had a fantastic first race in which we saw Brian take the win with Shaggy just behind him. So let's have a walk down the grid, shall we, and see where everybody's sitting. As you can see, on pole position in his usual parking space is Brian Moncani. In second place, just behind him after a fantastic first race, is Shaggy. In third on the grid is Big Mac, another great race from him in race 1. Stealth is in 4th. Then we've got Graham in 5th and Hodgie in 6th. Great finish from those guys at the end of race 1 as well. Kebabman's in 7th, Slowpoke in 8th. We've got Nath in 9th. That's difficult to say. Firepower in 10th, and bringing up the rear in 11th and joining us tonight after his technical issues is Declan. So great to have him back on track. So let's get to the front, have a look back down the grid, and then we can get this race started. So there we have all the cars lined up, ready and raring to go for race 2. So without further ado, let's get this race started. Let's look for those lights out. Oh, that was a very long hold. A very long hold. Declan off to a flyer, and has managed to make up 2 spaces already as we come into turn 1. Let's make sure everybody gets through. I think it was Nate that went wide. Firepower's dropped to the back. Slowpoke 9th with Nate 10th. I just realised I've not got all my settings on. Apologise for this. There we go, that's better. We can see what we're doing now, can't we? That's Declan putting a challenge on Kebabman's already. Down towards turn 4. Declan on the inside. Still on the inside. Still on the inside. These two really going forward. The Kebabman's has now got the inside line and gets his nose in front. Declan, though, a great start to this race for him, and he is pushing Kebabman's all the way. He really is going to try and make his way through the field after missing race 1. He wants to gather some of those points, get some of them points back. Slowpoke 9th, Nate 10th, Firepower 11th. Then we'll go back up and see our leader Brian. Brian already stretching a bit of a gap. A few car lengths back to Shaggy. And then we get Hodgie and the Big Mac fighting it out for 3rd. Great start from Hodgie to get himself up into that 3rd position. Graham with a penalty, so the little red boxes are starting to appear. Oh, as Big Mac goes across the grass, that's going to slow him down. It has. That's allowed Graham through. Could Stealth nick a spot from him as well? He has. Stealth has managed to make his way into 5th. The Big Mac in 6th, although the Big Mac does have the inside line. So the Big Mac out in 5th. Declan in 7th. I'm trying to read my notes at the same time here. Kebabman's in 8th. Slowpoke 9th. Then we've got Firepower. And then Nath down in 11th. Out in front though, and trying to stretch a lead, and it looks like he has. He is on the racing softs again, like we thought he would. So Brian going all out for the wins in the first 2 races. Shaggy now decided to go for the medium, so he's changing tactics. He might even be looking at thinking of putting a challenge in against Brian in race 3. I think he knows that Brian is going to do the softs and then mediums, so Shaggy, mixing it up a little bit, decided to go mediums for race 2, which means he'll be on the softs for race 3, so I think in the back of his mind he's thinking he can do a decent job on Brian in race 3. We shall see. They will both be starting at the back if they stay in these positions. Hodgie now on the soft tyres and in 3rd position. Stealth in 4th. The Big Mac is in 5th. He's carrying a penalty though. Oh, now then, what's happened here? Let's go back and have a look at this. So we're with the Big Mac, we're following Big Mac through as we go through turn 3. It goes very deep into that turn, gets back on track. He's got the kebab bands challenging him now as we head down towards Schloss Gold at turn 4. There's a bit of room there. Oh, now the Big Mac again, he goes very deep, back on track. Kebab band comes across. Oh, well, I think that'll be down to the stewards on that one. I couldn't. I'm going to have one more look. In fact, let's see it from Kebab Man's point of view. The Big Mac goes very deep. Kebab Man's just sticks to the line, and I think the Big Mac came back across him. So, ooh, definitely one for the stewards to be having a look. So, as they say, under investigation. However, that has put Kebab Man's into 5th, Slowpoke 6th, Graham 7th, Declan 8th, Firepower 9th, Nath is 10th, the Big Mac now down in 11th and carrying a penalty as we said, so he's going to get rid of that now. So Brian out in front, we're just approaching the 5-minute mark. And Brian already stretching away. I think Shaggy's quite content to sit in 2nd. He's on the medium tyres, so he probably realises he's not really going to be challenging Brian in this race. The big question is, can he stay in 2nd with Hodgie on the softs in 3rd? Stealth doing a great job. He's also on the softs now in 4th. Then we've got quite a fight taking place back here. We've got Kebab Man, Slowpoke and Graham. Slowpoke in 6th, Graham in 7th. Let's go on board with Graham. He's going to have to go the long way round if he wants this one off of Slowpoke. He's trying to cut back. He's still going to be on the outside though, as Slowpoke defending that inside line. Kebab Man's just a hill, so I think Graham might have done it. I think Graham might be there, although Slowpoke's still there on the inside. I think he's through. He is. What a great move from Graham. A great bit of driving from Graham to get himself up into 6th. Although Slowpoke's coming back at him, I was a bit of a cheeky look up the inside. And it looks like Declan is having a go at Slowpoke as well now. Across the start finish line to start lap 5. Declan going up the inside of Slowpoke. No, he's not quite close enough, couldn't get it done there. Now then, has he got a better exit? It looks like he has. Declan got a much better exit out of turn 1 and he's now after Graham. Through 2 into turn 3. Everybody trying to get round there as safely as possible. Declan went very wide then. Let's just have a look and see what's happened. Well, I've gone too far now, haven't I? So Declan, Slowpoke in 8th, Declan 7th. So let's just have a look and see what's happened here. Slowpoke has a look at the inside. Declan goes wide. Ooh, now then, was there contact there? Let's just have a look. No, definitely no contact. It was Declan. I think he's just ran wide. I think he tried to avoid the contact and went wide. Although Slowpoke he's slowed down to let Declan through, so a bit of confusion there. I think Declan may have thought there was contact, there definitely wasn't, but Slowpoke slowed down and let Declan have the place back anyway. Well, let's go back up to our leader, Brian Moncani. Looking very comfortable. In fact, has he had any penalties? I don't think he's had any penalties at all at Penalty Plaza. So doing an absolute fantastic job. As I say that, he goes all over the place. Now then, is that a penalty? Will Brian finally get a penalty? Not that it would make any difference. No, he didn't get a penalty. Excuse me. Shaggy, very comfortable in second. It looks like he's opened a bit of a gap actually to Hodgie. I thought Hodgie was going to be catching him up with Shaggy being on the mediums. Hodgie on the softs, he'll be pleased with third though, I'm sure. Somebody else having a great race is Stealth, keeping it nice and steady. I still don't like the colour of that car, but that's just my opinion. But Stealth in fourth, Graham in fifth. He's got Declan all over the back of him now. Then we've got Kebabman's in seventh, Slowpoke in eighth. So all of these boys following each other around. Let's go on board with Kebabman's as he's chasing Declan. We've got Slowpoke just behind, carrying a penalty. No surprise there, eh? So Slowpoke pulls to the right to serve that penalty. And then has to get back onto the back of Kebabman's. Kebabman's got his eyes fixed firmly on the boot of Declan. Declan though wants to put a challenge in on Graham, and he has a look up the inside. He's not quite close enough, was he? Although, did Graham run wide there? Now, could that be a penalty for Graham as Declan tries to be? It is a penalty. Excuse me. So Declan, all he's got to do is just sit on the gearbox of Graham around these next few turns, and he will definitely take that fifth spot away from him. But it looks like Declan wants to get that done before they get to the penalty zone. He doesn't have to. We've got about 5 minutes of this race left, so it's looking like Declan's going to go up into fifth. Slowpoke carrying a penalty as well, so he's going to lose that spot to Kebabman's if they stay like this up to the penalty zone. Firepower's now joined onto the back of this little group. Firepower now woken up and wants a piece of the action. As Slowpoke approaches the penalty zone. Now then, will Kebabman's and Firepower get through? In fact, will any of them? No, they won't. Kebabman's has got a lot closer, and if he can get a good exit out of turn 10 onto the start-finish straight, he may even be able to have a bit of a look, but no, I don't think he's close enough. Is Kebabman's as they enter Nicky Lauda curve for the 8th time in this second race. So let's just go back up now to our race leader and see. Well, look, you can, if you look at the map in the top right, you can see what kind of gap he's got. I would say there's well, I don't know what it is, 7, 8, 9 seconds, maybe a bit more. Shaggy though changed his tactics for race 2 and gone with a medium, so he's obviously thinking of putting a challenge in on Brian for race 3. Hodgie's got a penalty. That's not going to help his cause if he wanted to catch up to the back of Shaggy, although he has got a few car lengths between the two of them. Nice and steady for Stealth in 4th. Not really seen much of him in this race. He's had no dramas, kept it nice and clean, and he's been rewarded with a 4th place so far. Then we've got the battling taking place in 5th and 6th, with Declan still trying to get past Graham. Slowpoke has gone into 7th, not that far off the back of these two, although with only just over 2 minutes to go. I don't think Slowpoke's going to get near to these guys unless something happens. So can Declan get by Graham? They may well get, they will definitely get another lap in. So Declan's got one more lap if he wants to get by Graham. Slowpoke on the softs. He's catching. He's definitely catching. Although that's not going to help, is it? Stupid boy. I'm trying to find where the battle is, and I think this is pretty much it. Declan, Slowpoke, then we've got Kebabman's Firepower in 9th. He's trying to get past the Kebabman's. Big Mac down in 10th after he came off in the early laps. The first few minutes, never really recovered from that. And then Nath with yet another penalty, down in 11th. But you know what, Nath don't care, he just keeps going, and we love him for it. So well done to Nath, and well done to Brian. It must be very lonely for Brian out there on his own, never seeing anybody else. It's almost like a practice day for him as he takes these last few turns through 6 down towards 7, which is Worth Curve, through the small bend in the road at turn 8 down towards Rint, which is turn 9. We're just going to see Brian across the line, so through turn 9, keeping within the track limits, through 10 onto the straight, a flash of the lights, a weave of the car, and across the line. So well done to Brian for his 2nd win of the day. Shaggy, another fantastic race from Shaggy to take 2nd. He'll be pleased with that on the mediums. Hodgie's going to take 3rd, with Stealth coming in 4th. Well done to Stealth. Declan did manage to get by Graham to take 5th, Graham 6th, Slowpoke got 7th, Kebabman's got 8th, with Firepower just behind in 9th, then the unlucky Big Mac in 10th, with Nath coming in 11th. So that was race 2. The guys can have something to eat now, maybe a bit of a sleep, and then they're going to be out a bit later on this evening for race 3. So hope you can join us for that. We shall see you all soon.